Hi, it's Jan Schakowsky. I am standing in front of the statue of Will Rogers, the comedian of decades ago who always wanted to keep his eye on the House of Representatives, which is just, in my view, a few steps away. I think Will Rogers would be proud, and I hope most Americans are proud today. We took a very solemn vote, a historic vote, to approve an inquiry into the impeachment of the President of the United States. The reason this particular resolution is important is it will now have public hearings in the Intelligence Committee that everyone can hear, testimony that everyone can hear. Republicans and Democrats will be able to ask questions, and the prerogatives of the President of the United States will be protected too. He will be able to have counsel, lawyers present representing him in this inquiry. This is a day that, regardless of what happens, will go down in history. Nancy Pelosi conducted the vote as Speaker of the House as it passed pretty overwhelmingly. I am pleased that this inquiry is going forward. Meantime, this week, there continued to be testimony, including the testimony of Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, who was actually in the room to hear the conversation between the President of the United States and the President of Ukraine, and testified without question that yes, there was a quid pro quo, that the President of Ukraine was not going to get the important funding he needed to protect his country from aggression by Russia, unless he would cooperate in an investigation that would help the President of the United States win his election. Clearly illegal, and it will be discussed as an impeachable offense, I'm sure. Also, we this week passed a legislation to sanction Turkey for its activities, and that the president actually opened the door for, that put the Kurds in mortal danger, and has really turned upside down what is going on in Syria right now. We also, on the foreign policy front, passed the recognizing the Armenian genocide. As a Jew, I feel a particular obligation to call a genocide, and to pass once again, actually, this acknowledgement of the Armenian genocide. Back on domestic policy, we passed two bills. I was handling those bills on the floor of the House. One is mine, called the Empower for Health Act, which increases the number of doctors, encourages diversity, so that we have more doctors of color, or in gender, and also ethnicity. We want to see more people that are lower economic status be able to become doctors and treat Americans across the board. And then we passed the Nurse Workforce Development Act. We also want more nurses, and once again, we want to have more diversity in our workforce of nurses. These were bipartisan bills. Of course, everybody loves nurses, and we want to make sure that we have enough doctors as we have an aging population, and that we're going to need many more doctors. So it's been a very busy and meaningful week right here. It's not a joyful day when we vote to extend the investigation to impeach the President of the United States, but no person is above the law, including the President of the United States of America. So this one is for you, Will Rogers, and for our children and grandchildren, and to protect our Constitution. Thank you. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, where my handle is @Jan Schakowsky.